Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gaming Pantry for Pickup Video. Hello, I am Retro Bear and we are on the air. Hello, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If you are here for the very first time, thank you for stumbling across the channel. And if you do like what you'll see, feel free to have a poke around and do subscribing, liking, commenting and ticking that notification bell for more video updates. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much indeed. Returning viewer, thank you very much indeed. And yes, welcome back to the pantry for well, a bit of a short video, really. I suppose it depends how long I go on for. You know me, I can go on for quite some time. Yeah, pickups video, but across lovely, across 2 weeks. Will you put that down? And yeah, not a lot. It's that after sort of Christmas lull, I think. I don't know what it is. It just hasn't been particularly great. In fact, the 4 weekends in January that I've had out, apart from the one 2 weeks ago where I got those 8 games in cash converters of 49p each, the one which caused Griffo to stand up and applaud, apparently. So he says anyway. Just there's been nothing there, absolutely nothing there. I think there were 3 games the week before that. There was 1 game last weekend, which why there wasn't a video about any pickups last week, because it's 1 game. I mean, that's going to be a short video, isn't it? Mind you, I could make it go half an hour probably. And then yesterday, which was the 25th of January, again, not a fat lot. And the only reason this video has sort of been bulked out a bit, like me, is I've had something sent to me through the post, which is absolutely brilliant and completely and utterly undeserved, I would say, as well. But I'll get to that very, very shortly. I suggest the game in the room at the moment. I think somebody else using that phrase, though. I don't know somebody else. The game in the room rather than the elephant in the room. I've only got a fox and a bear, but the elephant in the room, not the elephant, it's a rabbit. It's Bugs Bunny, and this is a Rabbit Rampage on the Super Nintendo, which if I had the box for it I'd show you it would be there, but I haven't, so I'm not. I've been playing quite a lot of Super Nintendo this week. Not so much Super Nintendo, well actually more Super Nintendo and Super Game Boy, because I've got the Super Game Boy thing I got picked up a couple of weeks ago, probably before Christmas, and I've been putting that there. And it's been great fun playing it. I've been working my way through my cartridges and yes, generally feeling that 15-year-old me swearing and cursing was coming out once more. Good to see that was. I'm probably not going to repeat some of the language I used when describing certain games like Mr. Nuts, who's now got a very strange nickname. You can ask me and I'll tell you about it privately if you so I don't know. I didn't record any footage for those games though. I've recorded some other footage which is I'm going to hopefully turn into some other videos at some point as well. Thanks to everybody who watched the unboxing of the Dizwiu Chinese knockoff thing that came in, which has been thoroughly cleaned for coronavirus. Well, you got to, haven't you? I mean, somebody pointed out to me, said, "Are you all right after playing on that?" I thought, well, I didn't think about it until then, but I am now. I always thought coronavirus was contracted when you drank 50-year-old pop or listening to Rhythm of the Night too much. But anyway, I shouldn't make light of such a subject because this could very well be the last broadcast that we make, because who knows, in a week's time we could all be dead. So let's get on to that's a rather sobering point to bring up as well. Also, just a couple of one other thing which was addressed in another video I watched this week about sort of YouTube and how things are on YouTube and things like that. And I just want to sort of throw my hat in the ring, 'cause I've still got it up here. You know, it is the reason I started doing it is because I looked at other people doing it. I thought, well, I can do that. And it's the same sort of thing I do. I collect games. You look at what videos people do. They do car boot pickups. They do car boot footage. They do gameplay. They do collecting games. And it's nothing that anybody can do. So for me, it was sort of the extension of that. I could keep doing this and be very, very quiet and be the only person, apart from me and the missus, who knows what I'm doing. So by sort of going out to onto YouTube and stretching out to people, and people have sort of caught on to the fact that actually there's something of interest here, and to sort of make contacts and acquaintances and friends and be parts of groups and discussions and things like that. It's fantastic. I can never have imagined that starting this then would lead to this now. And I'm quite happy with it like that. I mean, I didn't come into this with grandeurs of stars in my eyes and all of a sudden I'd be getting my own show. Or I'd have 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2018. Of course not. You can't do that. YouTube is what YouTube is, and you make of it what you can. If you can, and you are lucky enough to make money out of it, well done to you. But if, like the majority of us, you've actually got no chance or no interest even, you've got no chance of doing it, or no interest in doing it, then this is exactly what it is. It's me talking to you as a hobby, of me expressing that and saying, oh, look what I found this week, this might be of interest to you. And you have to think about it when you're doing these videos. I'm talking to you, I'm not talking to 10 or 20 or 50 people, I'm talking to you because you are watching it. So it's me sort of saying to you, hello mate, how you doing? This is what I've got this week, or this is what I'm playing this week, or this is the t-shirt I'm making this week, which is straight out of breath, just in case you think I've turned into a Public Enemy fan overnight. It's straight out of breath, yeah. Can't sit too far because the fat rolls over it. Thought twice about coming on camera and doing this because I put an awful lot of weight on over Christmas, and there's no sign of it coming off because I keep eating more. See, I told you I'm going to pad this video out. Shall we move on to the pickups? Yes. Right. Okay, right, let's move on to those then. So this is covering 2 weeks, and the reason I didn't do a pickups video last week was because I only managed to pick one game up at all. And when you see what the game was, you can see why it wasn't even worth running a video. So it's one of the Wii games, and it's Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, which, bizarrely, I couldn't believe I hadn't got. In fact, there's actually 4 Tony Hawk games for the Wii. There's this one, there's Ride, there's Shred, and there's, without turning around, Downhill Jam. And I think I'm missing... Oh, don't turn around. Shred. Yeah, so I'm missing Tony Hawk's Shred. Not that I'm particularly interested in getting Tony Hawk's Shred, but if I'm going to go for a full Wii collection, then I'm going to have to get it at some point, yeah. So yeah, that was Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. Right, lovely. Get that out of the way. So on to this week's... That's last week's pickups. Honestly, it'd be like that every week. They'd be a watch, would they? I don't know. This week's pickups then, which started on Friday night when I got home from work. I had a contact on in the week, so I'm although no one's actually sort of held their hand up and sort of admitted to this yet, but obviously you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to work this one out. I had a contact from Eddie about Dainster wanted to send me something. I think you may have called him. I think, just thinking about it, I haven't gone back to watch it, but I'm pretty sure I made a comment in my last pickups video that if I was collecting for a certain system, I'd have been quids in because there were loads of games for it. But as I don't collect for that system, I couldn't pick anything up. Well, lo and behold, on Friday night, a package arrived for me. And I know Eddie mentioned he was after my address, so I said, yeah, pass it on to him. So, Dainster, if it is from you, I'm pretty sure it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful, wonderful gift to receive. If it's not you, by the way, obviously I'm going to make a complete arse myself now, but no. So I'm pretty sure it's you. But thank you so much indeed for this, because I had a pretty strange week, and it sort of like give me a lift and a walk through the door on Friday night. And I thought I've forgotten all about that, and it turned up. So what he sent me, I'll say what he has sent me. You might think that somebody else may have sent me this in the meantime. I don't know. But so few people. I know who has got my, who has sent me stuff in the past, and this has come from there. There's no postmark on it either. Anyway, shut up. He sent me this, which is a Nintendo DS Lite, which reflects everything behind the camera. Isn't that brilliant? Absolutely brilliant. There's the actual thing itself there, which reflects the light behind the camera even more. Look, there's the PlayStation 2 stuff over there. Yeah, so this is absolutely fantastic. There's the bottom of it as well, if you are interested in seeing the bottom of it, just to confirm what it is. DS Lite. And this is amazing because I've only ever played on one of these once briefly, and that was because about 10 years ago, when Mrs. B's mum was living with us for a short period, she bought her one of these for Christmas for like the brain training and sort of stuff, and she still got it. I'm still waiting for her to turn around and sort of say she's finished with it. I've been waiting for 10 years for her to say, oh, I don't play on that anymore, you can have that. But it's never going to happen. But yeah, no, this is great. I mean, I've known nothing about DSs at all. I do know that this has got underneath. There's a little. It's all becoming my collection videos. There's a thing there to put in Game Boy Advance games. So actually, it does DS on the top, Game Boy Advance underneath. It's got the headphone socket there, which I was using last night. There's the power control down there. What else we got? There's the sound on the front. And then there's the charger at the top, and it's absolutely amazing. This was I think it was the last DS which went backwards compatible, which is great because I've got some Game Boy Advance games. I've got some Game Boy Advances somewhere in my cupboard down there. But this is just absolutely brilliant, and I was so thrilled to get this. So thank you so much indeed. Stylus as well included, sticking out there. You can see it there. There's the stylus. Brilliant. So absolutely chuffed to bits to get that. I wasn't expecting it at all. This will be a giveaway because it's actual green tape wrapped around the charger. Then that is it. So charger and that sent to the post, and some games as well. Some games with it. So I mentioned there was. Mentioned there was a couple of Game Boy Advance games. So in there was The Incredibles. Yeah. So I have got some Game Boy Advance games, but these two I hadn't got. And the other one is Cars. I think it's focusing on my T-shirt, isn't it? Oh, Cars. And the other two games were DS games. You're probably not going to be able to see these. So I'll take my word for it. That one is Hasbro Game Night. You're not going to be able to see that. It's a waste of my time to do it. This other one now, of course, knowing who I am and what I collect and what my interest is, this one is actually Imagine Championship Rider, which is a horse game. Which is brilliant. I've got both those games on the Wii. If I'd thought about it, I'd actually brought them down to show you the boxes of what games are with. In fact, I could try and do that now, actually. So that's the Wii version of Hasbro Family Game Night, which has got Connectful Battleship. The DS version has got Operation and something else on it. It's not quite the same. If you're not sure what horse game I'm talking about, it's Imagine Champion Rider. So I've now got that on the Wii and that on the DS, which is brilliant. So Dane, so thank you very, very much indeed for that. That was just well, immense. Thank you very much indeed, and thank you, Eddie, for getting in contact and mentioning that he wanted to send me something. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm absolutely touched beyond belief. The generosity that some people have shown me, which I'm not very good at showing back sometimes. So yeah, that was really nice. Thank you so much indeed for that. And I had a play around it last night, which was great. I spend my Saturday nights is playing games. So what else was there to do if I get one of those on a Friday night? Well, we've got to go out on Saturday and add to the game collection, haven't we? Because it wouldn't be right to sort of not go out and buy loads of games for it already. It's exactly what I do. Every time I get a new system, first thing is go and buy loads of games for it, and then start building a pile up, which is how we started this, that's how we started that, that's how we start, yeah, all this in here. Let's do the DS ones then, because we've just talked about the DS one, haven't we? So I managed to pick up 3, and I'm trying to sort of set myself a, not say limit, but try and collect games that, not necessarily because I've been, not say accused before, but I've sort of been told the brush if it's cheap enough I'll buy it. That's very much the case, but there weren't a lot of cheap DS games yesterday. I mean, again, charity shops were complete waste of time. All this stuff which I'm about to show you, apart from one game, all came out of CEX, which is a complete nothing in the charity shops at all. So I'm trying to make sure that if I buy the DS games, I'm going to buy DS games that I want to play, that are interesting to me, and they're going to be priced correctly. And none of these sort of like, I'm just going to buy that game because that's what it is. So the first one I bought, and again I've seen this somebody show me on their channel previously, which cost me 50p from CEX, was Beat the Intro. Now I like my quiz games. Know my music pretty well, and there's the inside of it. Giant boxes for these. Why they got giant boxes, I do not know. They don't need giant boxes, do they? There's the back of the box. I do like my quizzes. I do like my music. History as well, so it's not the greatest of games. I mean, I'm paying 50p for it. I mean, Christ, you wouldn't want to pay much more than that for it. A lot of the samples are sort of straight out of the copyright-free karaoke things. There's a few vocal tracks in there, but they're obviously done by an in-house band. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's fun for, you know, for whatever. A couple of the answers, I'm not saying I'm a genius, but they didn't seem as if they were the right answers that I got wrong. I'm pretty sure I've heard it enough, and I know what the introduction to Merry Christmas Everyone by Shakin' Stevens sounds like. But according to this, I don't. I shall beg to differ. But you pay 50p, what do you expect? The other 50p game I got, I was desperately trying to find the Guitar Hero game, which has got the little handheld controller with it. I couldn't find it, but I did find this sort of like knockoff variation called Guitar Rock Tour, which cost me 50p in CEX as well. I did make sure this has got the manual and everything with it. It is the right game in there. I say it's 50p, that one. And again, it's got an explosive track list including recent hits and rock classics, such as Beat It, Girlfriend, Message in a Bottle, Underclass Hero, Banquet, Rock You Like a Hurricane, In the Shadow. I dare say none of those games have officially licensed either. I'm not sure how that game is going to work. I haven't played it yet. I'll have to try and give that one a go later. But yeah, that was 50p from CEX. So again, that is the sort of game I play. I used to love Guitar Hero when it first came out. I got all the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games, so yeah, that's fine, that suits me. And this one for a quid, and again, this one cost me £1. I was quite happy to get this one because I was playing the Super Nintendo game of this particular cartoon series. That's Animaniacs, and this is light camera action. You can just about see. Yeah, and I'm not sure what sort of game it is, but again, complete for a quid, which you cannot argue with. Those wacky animations taken over the studio help Wacko Yakko Dot, Pinky and the Brain create 3 all new movies on time and within budget. They better deliver before the director yells cut, or it's back to the water tower for good. Spread across 15 varied levels, arena battle modes, new characters to star in your movies and unlock throughout the games, mind-teasing puzzles. So it's a sort of game I would very happily sit down and play for however long I got fed up with it. But yeah, I do like Animaniacs. I used to like that when it was on the telly, and I must get the game for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, because I've got the Super Nintendo one. I did recommend Super Nintendo one to somebody as well. So yeah, so that's my DS collection off. That's 3 games and 2 on box to start with. So plenty to be going on with. And once again, Dainster, thank you very much indeed. So the general pickups, of which there are even none. Well, there's a few. It's 3 altogether, and they're all on the Wii. So if you're looking for PlayStation 2, I'm sorry, nothing. There's just nothing. I can't collect for PlayStation 2, I've got no room. I can't collect for the 360. And it's exactly what I said, I've got to try and set myself realistic targets this year until I sort some space out, that I've got to limit my collection where I've got space to do it in. And if it means I'm going to be hammering the Wii and the Xbox and possibly some retro stuff, yeah, I've got I was toying the idea of sort of doing the old roulette thing that people do off CEX online, buying in some Master System stuff. Which I think would probably cost me about the equivalent, a mixture of loose and box stuff would cost me an equivalent of about £3 or £4 a game, which is okay. But of course, with CEX, you know, you factor in the postage cost. It's £1.50 a game. So if I wanted to buy 15 games, it's going to cost me 15 quid to get them posted, and then all of a sudden, you know, you think, oh, I've spent 35 quid on games. I've got 13 games. It's less than 3 quid a game. That's all. That, you know, £2 something a game. That's pretty good. That. Then you factor in the postage, it comes to nearly £4 a game. You're thinking, do I really want it? Do I want to hold on to that 50 quid for a bit longer? I don't know. Where was I? Yeah. So yeah, I've got to be realistic about what I'm buying in at the moment, and it's not. The reason there hasn't been that many pickups isn't because of that. I could quite easily have bought games otherwise. It's just that I'd have to buy them from CEX, and I don't want to keep going there each week. I want to try and put my money in the charity shops or the cash converter places like that, because I get better deals there. And in the charity shops, and all the markets, all the traders and the people I do sort of come across occasionally. I want to give them my money rather than CEX. If I have to give CEX a few quid here and then, as I've done this week, then so be it. But I don't like doing that. I like to try and give it to other revenue streams, I suppose. Anyway, so from a charity shop, which I led it very, very nicely. I was, again, nothing at all day. It was the last. No, it was the penultimate charity shop I went into on Saturday, and it was the only game that I saw in there. And I'm not saying everything on the shelf was FIFA either. There was nothing. Most places hadn't got any games at all, and if they had got games, they were iToy games which I'd already got. Because I like the iToy. They've got iToy games I hadn't got. I'd have bought them. So I like the iToy. It's a good little thing. But no, nothing. So the only one I could find was this one, which was Rock Band Song Pack 2 on the Wii. Now I wanted to see what tracks were in it, but as you'll notice, the giant sticker on the front of it says HMV. This is still sealed. I can see a little shine off it. This is still sealed. There's still the wrapper going around the front of it. So you may be able to just see. There's a little indent there. Yeah, it's still got the wrapper on it. This hasn't been opened. You might be able to see that top there. No, I'm just showing you stuff you can't see at the moment. This cost me 99p. I can't show you the inside because I'm not going to open it. CX at the moment, they'll give you about £1 for this in value, but they sell it for 6. Sell this for £6. Obviously, don't need my money. They're trying to, they'll give you £1 for that and sell it for 6. That's some profit margin. Would you like to hear the list of tracks on the back? Because people like me reading these acts. I think I've got absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Honestly, I can see why. So we have Avenged Sevenfold, Afterlife, Blondie, Call Me, Weezer, El Scorcho, Devo, Girl You Want, Maximo Park, Girls Who Play Guitars, Disturbed, Indestructible, Angels and Airwaves, It Hurts, The Cars, Just What I Need, The Police, Message in a Bottle, which is the second time that's come up in this video, Pixies, Monkey Gone to Heaven, I couldn't read that, Duran Duran Rio, Motley Crue, Saints of Los Angeles, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Simple Man, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Snow, 9 Inch Nails, The Perfect Drug, Fall Out Boy, what's that say? Twiz Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race. What the hell's that mean? Papa Roach, Time Is Running Out, Garbage, Why Do You Love Me, Judas Priest, You've Got Another Thing Coming, and Smashing Pumpkins, Zero. Honestly, I can see why that's been left sealed. Nothing of interest there, please move on. But I haven't got it, so I think they only released 2 song pack games for the Wii, I'm pretty sure. That may, in that case, may complete, and I'm missing a couple of the... Missing the AC/DC game, I know that for sure anyway. But yes, for 99p, the charity shop, still sealed. Lovely. And then the last 2 games I picked up because I was getting desperate. I paid £4 a piece for these. Really? Yes, no, I did. Yeah. Look, as I said, I'm trying to hammer the Wii collection this year. I'm not going to go overboard and spend stupid amounts of money on games that I haven't got. That I know that as with these 2, probably one may get pulled out and played, the other one will probably just sit on the shelf and not. And I don't want to sort of spend £10 on a game that I'm not going to play. So these cost me £4 each, and it was much better than sort of buying something else I didn't. But I hadn't. One of these I've only seen in this one place. I've never seen it anywhere else. And I was aware this game before Christmas was about £6, which dropped a little bit. Like I said, cost before. This is the one that was at 6. It's now dropped down to 4. And this is Sherlock Holmes, The Pearl Earring, which is complete. Wasn't aware there was a Sherlock Holmes game for them. I think it's the only one that came out for it. But so this was £6 before Christmas. It shot up in price. It's now back down to 4. But I know of 2 shops locally of mine which are holding this one. So play as the master detective and his loyal friend Dr. Watson, both at the same time? To solve a mysterious murder, uncover the truth by solving dozens of puzzles and brain teasers, and explore 19th century London. As you interview witnesses and search for clues, you'll need to use all your detective skills to clear up this incredible investigation. And some sort of hat and a pipe, I suspect. Yeah, sounds quite fun, that. I'd certainly put it on for a little bit anyway and give it a go, but I probably wouldn't get very far with it. This is the other one that's interested me, and again, I've not seen this game anywhere else before, or heard of it. And this is the Ultimate Puzzle Adventure Safecracker, which cost me again 4 nicker from the Adventure Company. Very bottom. Again, nice and clean. Everything is where it should be. What you want when you're paying £4. There's the back, which doesn't really show you an awful lot about it. It requires me to read out the instructions from the back. Explore a millionaire's elaborate mansion as you attempt to crack safe after safe. As an expert safecracker, you are hired by the wealthy family of a recently deceased billionaire to search his mansion for his last will and testament. Duncan W. Adams was an avid safe collector. They always are, aren't they? And an eccentric to say the least. Adams has hidden the deed to his vast fortunes in over 1 of 30 safes. You must crack them all using hints scattered throughout the extravagant mansion. The stakes are high. Use your expertise, wits and puzzle-solving skills to earn your paycheck. Yeah, again, I think I'd play that for a bit. And probably never again. But, yeah. So, yeah, expensive Wii titles are probably going to be the normal, I'm saying expensive Wii titles, more than what I usually spend on them anyway. Now, also, final thing I got this week. As you know, we had the DS. And I said to the missus, I'll make sure I get a case for it while I'm out. So I went into shops, I couldn't see one anywhere, and I forgot to ask in the one CEX store I went into, to the next one I went into. I said, oh, have you got any DS-Lite cases? Don't think we got any of those. And he said, oh yeah, we got 3. Hang on a second, I'll go and see them and have a look for them. Okay. So he comes back, he said, we only got the 1. Right, okay. Now, before I show you the case, you can have a little contest at home when you can try and guess what colour case they had available. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For those of you who said dusky pink, you won a prize. It's the only one they had, of course it was. The fact it's got no flowers on it, or horses, or fish. I do actually like quite. It's obviously the third part one. I do quite like they've got the control D-pad and buttons on the front of it there, in completely the wrong place. But yeah, 50p that was. I mean, it's even got, as Mrs. Bear pointed out when I got home, it's even got a strap on there so I can put it over my shoulder and carry it around, which I'm not going to be doing, no matter how much people offer me. And there's the inside of it there, so you've got you can slot the DS in there. And there's a little pouch there for the loose games, which is great because I've got those loose games to stick in there. So yeah, 50p. I'm really not going to complain too much about that. As that all falls on the floor, perfect timing because that is it. Yeah, that's it. So it's very quiet out there at the moment, which is probably why I'm going to be doing other videos that I don't usually do, or like to drop in every now and again and say for other occasions, or I know when it's going to be a quiet week, or I feel like I'm having a good week and I'll shove another video in. So expect quite a few collection videos to start dropping in very shortly. There's quite a lot to get through. I've dug my Game Gear out as well, which is because I wasn't quite sure how many games, because I had a nasty thought at the back of my mind, and I showed off Wonder Boy a couple of weeks ago. Had a nasty thought, but I'm sure somebody bought me Wonder Boy years ago, but they were going to get me Wonder Boy, but they never did. So I never got that game. But I managed to find all my other Game Gear games. I've got 9 in total. But I'm a bit worried about my Game Gear because I think the screen is a bit what's the word, faint. So I'm hoping that's not on the way out. I did buy it off a friend of mine at the time, and it was in working order then, but the screen's a bit a bit faint, I'm going to be honest with you, so that may require some attention. And there's also a couple of other things which I've been doing as well, which is involving a couple of BBC micros, which if I can work out what's happened to them, or what I've been doing with them, or what we've been doing with them, I might be able to sort of put something together for that as well. So there's a few things to come, but at the moment the pickups are a bit slow, so we may see other content popping up, which I hope you'll enjoy, because it'll still have me in it, and if you enjoy listening to me talking to you, then you should be alright with those. And I say there's plenty of recording to be done. There's plenty to be done. Anyway, so thank you very much for tuning in. As always, it's been great having you here in the pantry once more. On behalf of Basil, who's had a bit of a rough week, lost Mr. Derek earlier on this week. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, so Basil's officially an orphan now. So he's here. And the Retro Bear in the corner from the other Retro Bear. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and we will see you again very, very soon. Do take care. Bye for now.